Something big is brewing inside the Falcons' locker room. Quietly, behind the scenes, key pieces of this roster are inching closer to returning, just in time for one of the toughest challenges of the season. Whispers from the latest press conference have sparked serious hope, but also raised a few eyebrows. There's optimism, yes, but also confusion, even frustration. The stakes are rising, and with a critical matchup on the horizon, the team's next moves could shape the rest of the season. I'll tell you everything in detail, but first, make sure you click the like button and come with me. Let's go! TERREL could be back on the field for the Falcons in Week 6. That's the update fans have been waiting on, and now, after missing 2 straight games due to a hamstring injury sustained back in Week 2 against the Minnesota Vikings, it looks like the team's #1 cornerback is trending toward a return. Head coach Raheem Morris offered the encouraging news during his latest press conference, stating that TERREL is expected to return to practice this week, a critical step that hadn't happened yet in the past few weeks while TERREL was either sidelined in street clothes or absent altogether. This isn't just hopeful speculation. This is the kind of development that carries weight when you consider the challenge ahead, facing Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. If TERREL is even limited in practice, that's a sign that his body is responding well and that he's targeting that matchup with the Bills for a potential return. And let's be real, TERREL's presence isn't just welcomed, it's essential. This Falcons secondary has been strong even without him, ranking first in the NFL in yards allowed per game and fourth in opposing passer rating heading into Week 5. That's no fluke. This defense has been clamping down, and with guys like Jesse Bates continuing to play at a high level, Xavier Watts emerging as one of the league's biggest steals, and Billy Bowman Jr. showing promise, the return of TERREL would elevate this unit into truly elite territory. Don't let the stats fool you. TERREL changes everything. He's sticky in coverage, reliable in space, and he elevates the play of everyone around him. The Falcons have looked solid, but they're missing their lockdown presence on the outside, and getting that back right before a big game could be a turning point in the season. Raheem Morris didn't stop at TERREL's update. He also spoke on Darnell Hodge and Darnell Mooney, 2 wide receivers who have been dealing with injuries and whose statuses remain unclear heading into this crucial week. Let's start with Hodge, who has effectively been invisible this season. He missed Week 4 against the Commanders with a groin injury, but it's hard to argue his absence has been felt, given that he hasn't recorded a single reception all season. 0. It's the kind of stat that makes you question not just availability but utility. An NFL receiver contributing absolutely nothing in terms of catches is a glaring red flag, injury or not. At this point, Hodge is taking up a roster spot without giving anything back on the field. And look, injuries can derail performances, no doubt. But even injured receivers can manage a catch or two. For Hodge, the complete lack of production may put him in line as a trade chip if Atlanta gets serious about adding another weapon. The wide receiver situation gets even murkier when you throw Darnell Mooney into the mix. Mooney, who came over from Chicago with expectations of adding explosiveness to this offense, has been anything but that. After injuring his shoulder, he missed the game against the Buccaneers. Then, in his return against the Vikings, he suffered a hamstring injury that once again sidelined him. What's frustrating for fans is the mixed messaging. Just last week, Ian Rappaport reported that Mooney wasn't expected to miss any time due to the hamstring injury. But now, Morris is saying he'll know more about Mooney's status as the week progresses. So which is it? Is Mooney being cautiously held back, or is the injury worse than initially reported? Either way, it's clear this offense can't afford to keep waiting. The Bills aren't a team you want to face without your full arsenal. And right now, the Falcons need every weapon they've got. Drake London is performing as WR1, and Kyle Pitts remains a matchup nightmare. But Bijan Robinson, a running back, has essentially become the team's second-best receiver, and that's not the ideal blueprint for sustained offensive success. Mooney was supposed to help spread the field and bring yards after catch. Instead, he's barely visible. Whether it's a ramp-up period or just lingering effects from multiple injuries, the Falcons need more from him urgently. A bounce-back game isn't a wish, it's a necessity. Mooney has to show something. He needs to reintroduce himself to this offense with a game that includes 4 to 5 receptions, 50 to 60 yards, and maybe a trip to the end zone. At this point, fans are looking for any sign that the version of Mooney they thought they were getting still exists. The schedule won't wait. The Bills game is here. And this team needs to know who it can count on. So now it's your turn. Who do you think is the most crucial player to get back in the lineup for the Falcons right now? Is it TERREL locking down the secondary? Is it Darnell Mooney providing some much-needed explosiveness to the offense? Or is it Darnell Hodge stepping up from the shadows? Let me know what you think in the comments. Because when you step back and really look at this Falcons team, it's obvious that the margin for error is razor thin, especially going up against a team like the Buffalo Bills. Every snap, every rep, every player on that field matters, and missing even one key piece can be the difference between a win and another what-if. And no piece fits that mold more than TERREL. If he's in uniform Monday night, that's a game changer. That's not hyperbole, that's reality. TERREL doesn't just defend passes. He erases matchups. He makes quarterbacks hesitate, forces them into bad decisions, and gives the defensive front just a little more time to get home. That kind of impact can't be measured by basic stats alone. His return alone would elevate the entire defense, tighten the coverage, and let this already top-ranked unit fully flex its muscle against one of the best offenses in football. But if TERREL is trending up, the same can't confidently be said for Darnell Mooney. The frustration isn't just about his absence, it's about the unfulfilled potential. This was supposed to be the season where Mooney bounced back from an underwhelming final year in Chicago. The clean slate, new system, and fresh quarterback situation were all in his favor. But between the shoulder and hamstring issues, Falcons fans are still waiting for that breakout game. And it's not just about stats. It's about rhythm, timing, trust. Right now, there's no rhythm. No chemistry. Mooney hasn't found his role yet, and time is running out to justify the investment. Now, to be fair, we've seen what Mooney is capable of in the past. He's explosive in space, slippery after the catch, and capable of turning short passes into long gains. But if that version of Mooney doesn't emerge soon, then the Falcons' offense becomes far too predictable, Drake London and Kyle Pitts or bust. That's not sustainable. And again, Bijan Robinson, as dynamic as he is, cannot continue to serve as your second most reliable receiving option out of the backfield. That's not a formula that holds up deep into the season. As for Darnell Hodge, it's hard to make a case for his importance when there's literally nothing on the stat sheet. 0 catches through 5 weeks. Not even a flash play or a situational third down conversion. Right now, he's a placeholder, a guy running routes without purpose. And for an offense that needs firepower, that's dead weight. His groin injury might explain the lack of explosion, but the truth is, even before that, he wasn't doing much. At this point, any contributions from Hodge would feel like a bonus, not a game plan. So here's the bottom line, the Falcons have real potential this season, but potential means nothing without production. Getting TERREL back could be the spark the defense needs to solidify itself as elite. Mooney? He's got to prove he can still be a difference maker, because right now, it's all projection and no payoff. And Hodge? Well, if he's not catching passes, he better be blocking like a tight end or preparing to be part of a future trade package. This team is built to compete. But to truly contend, the pieces have to start clicking, starting now, starting against the Bills. No more waiting.